This is an Evergreen Media Network studio production.
This is Martha Matters. From real estate, healthcare, current events, taxes, or just about any topic, we're talking about it. Call us with any questions on just about any subject. Now, here she is, Martha!
Well, hi there, and welcome back. We're right in the middle of a real exciting time. We still have another day and a half left of the Frogs Leg Festival. And on that score, I'm going to introduce you to Susan Adams, who has some unique features of this year's festival. Like I said, it's not too late to attend, so start jumping and get right over. Here she is.
Thank you, Martha. It's good to be here. And yes, everybody hop on out to the Frog Leg Festival. You haven't missed it yet, so there's plenty of time. As we like to say, it's a frog-tastic weekend in Fellsmere.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, some of the things that make the Frog Leg Festival unique and make it more than just your typical carnival or small town festival is we hold 2 Guinness World Records. One for the largest Frog Leg Festival in the world and one for the most frog leg dinners served in the course of one business day. And when we did that count, we served 10,000 dinners in one day.
Of frogs' legs.
Yes.
Not to mention other foods.
Correct.
And what are some of these other foods?
It's like a culinary dream of fair food. You get funnel cake and turkey legs and hot dogs and hamburgers and pizza and fried Oreos and ice cream and
oh boy,
cotton candy and all the good stuff, sausages and loaded fries and nachos, and you can eat your way through the festival. Frog legs or not.
Oh, and speaking of frogs' legs, any other critters?
We also have gator tail available, which is, delicious. And I like to remind everybody it's very heart healthy, high in protein, low in fat. So come on out. I mean, by the time we fry it, I'm not so sure, but in general, it's heart healthy. So
yeah. That's good to know. That's good to know. And like we've mentioned before, there are many other things to attend. Besides all the typical rides for the young and young at heart, you also have several arts and crafts and food booths. Tell us.
We do. We have a lot of arts and crafts and vendors. You can buy photos, jams and jellies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have leather crafts, fabric crafts and art. There's a gentleman there every year that sells bonsai trees, which are really cool. And then we have some other plants and stuff available. And then we have information booths. Master Gardeners comes out and sets up a booth. The 4-H group does, and as well, and different organizations throughout the community. So you get a lot of information there. And then out in our baseball field, we always have the flywheel exhibition, which is really cool. It's a bunch of, steam powered, water powered, old farm implements like washing machines and engines and corn huskers or corn shuckers and pea huskers and those types of things. And you can see them work. You can shuck some corn. Sometimes they are out there churning butter. You can do that as well. And then we have some gem mining going on this year that the kids always like. So you can come and buy a bucket of sand and see if it has any diamonds or emeralds in it.
So it's actually, instead of bone fishing, you're actually treasure fishing in the sands.
Right. You can do your own treasure hunting in Fellsmere at the Frog Leg Festival. And then if you're really looking for a treasure, you can pick up one of the frogs out of the frog pond and give it a kiss and see if it turns into a prince.
Oh, there you go. And then you'll have your gem right there, too.
Right. You'll have your gem and your prince.
Yeah.
What more could you ask for in a weekend?
And frog legs to eat.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And I think the entire audience that may be listening, everybody's familiar with a potato sack race What is this other kind of race you have? Very similar.
So in years past, we've done different, I don't know, feats of strength, I guess. And one year we did a grit race. So you fill your white fishing boots up with grits and then,
Put your leg in.
put your leg in and race that way. Of course, we had to wait for the grits to cool down. So that added another element. We've done redneck Olympics in the past, and we've had, jalapeno eating contests and
Jalapeno.
and we've had fish casting contests and grapefruit bowling and
Grapefruit bowling.
grapefruit bowling. Yep. So we'll set up some pins, and then you have to bowl with a grapefruit. We've had
What are the Redneck Olympics?
so we typically do those every 5 years instead of every 3 years like the regular Olympics, because they're Redneck Olympics. And we just get, people to sign up, and we do a couple of different crazy events out in the ball field, kind of like a field day, but, with a country twist. So
So it's pretty legitimate if you're trying to keep to an Olympic schedule.
right.
Oh, wow. Are there medals? You get
Yeah.
gold, silver, bronze? You do?
We do, yeah.
Are there, is it redneck medals?
They're made out of beer caps, but
So it
Beer
is.
cups.
So it is redneck medals.
right, totally.
Okay.
Totally. And there's fun things and there's harder things, like carrying bales of hay and stacking them. And then, that might be a little bit harder, but then there's a blueberry or a pie eating contest associated with it too sometimes. It's just a little easier. So,
Yeah. The blueberry ones are always my favorite because they make the biggest mess, of course.
Right,
They look
right.
the best on
And
camera.
they stain everything you
Right,
have.
exactly. They look the best on camera.
one year we had a best legs contest,
Oh.
but it wasn't for ladies. So
it wasn't the frogs
wasn't
because
the
they already
frogs.
lost there. So
No,
it's the men.
it was the
that
men.
would be excellent.
So that was pretty, and it's not the best as you might think that you would get. So that was really funny, and the guys enjoyed that. So
Yeah.
we just try to do fun things to keep the crowd engaged. So we've done some silly stuff over the years, and like I said, the first year we started out with Pig Patty Bingo as our main attraction. So it's kind of kept that theme where there's always something kind of crazy going on. This year we have a mechanical bull coming out. And so that'll be fun.
And it's easy to fall off of those things.
Yeah, I don't have the skill set to do that, so I don't even try.
I don't either.
But by the sheer amount of padding that they usually have around those things, I think is an indication. But we
Yes.
also there's a rodeo in town on Saturday today of the Frog Leg Festival every year. So, there's a lot of people that have the skill set that'll be out there.
Oh, that's absolutely great. And you mentioned it before. It's very colorful. This has been in effect for 31 years. And how did it start nationwide hearing about it?
Sure. So 33, it started in 1991. And, it was a fundraiser for youth recreation. But every year we do a different T-shirt. And we have a lot of people that'll come to the festival just to get the T-shirt. So the first year, the T-shirt was 3 frogs dancing in a frying pan. And they had come up with the slogan, kiss my frog, with the lady with the big lips. And every year the T-shirt includes the 3 frogs. There's always 3 main frogs, and then hidden in the shirt, there's as many more frogs to make the amount of years that the festival's been in existence.
Oh, okay.
So
How
this
neat.
year, this year there's 33 frogs, but one of those frogs, the 3 frogs represent the 3 founders. And one of the founders, she always she was beautiful and always had her lipstick on. So, there's the frog on the front with the big lips, and it says, kiss my frog. So that first year you had kiss my frog and then 3 frogs dancing in a frying pan. And so they sent the shirt to Al Roker. I believe he was with the Today Show at the time.
Yes.
Doing the weather. And he would wear different shirts that people would send him, crazy shirts, to do the weather is kind of a joke. So they're like, oh, we'll send this to Al Roker. We'll see what happens. And lo and behold, he wore the shirt. And of course, then the questions started on the Today Show, frog legs and where's Fellsmere and this tiny town. And, so they got national exposure that first year, and people just started coming from, and this was before cell phones. So you didn't really know what your reach was. So people just started coming off of 95 on that Friday night. And actually the Highway Patrol had to come out and direct traffic because it was causing a traffic jam at 512 and I-95. So that's how the festival got started that first year. And it's just grown and grown and grown since then. And in fact, in 2019, we were named one of the top 20 festivals in the Southeastern United States by the Southeastern Tourism Association.
Wow.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, that's
So,
impressive.
Yeah.
We're very proud of that. And we get, a huge amount of people over the course of those 4 days. And it's really helped people, discover Fellsmere. And we like to do it as a showcase for the town, but we're really raising money for the kids and putting those dollars back into youth recreation because Fellsmere has so many kids, and it's important to be able to provide that stuff for them.
Oh, absolutely. When you say activities, everything from sports, swimming, academic improvement, you name it.
Yes, we have supported the elementary school. We support a lot of the clubs at the high school, whether it's tennis, band, FBLA, wrestling over the years. And then we buy infrastructure for the city of Fellsmere, provide dollars and matching grant dollars to renovate baseball fields and basketball fields. And we bought a stage and sound equipment. And, even other groups in the community, literacy services needed some stuff to be able to provide services out there. The Boys and Girls Club we support. So, just putting those dollars back in the community, we like to say we're supporting the youth one frog leg at a time with the Frog Leg Festival.
Oh, that's wonderful. Just wonderful. So we certainly want to encourage everyone to come. You still have time. We're literally right in the middle of it now. And please, don't feel it's too late. It's not. And don't believe they don't run out of frogs' legs and jams and jellies and you name it. It is all available for all 3 days of the event. So don't think that you've missed out on the top choices. You have not. So speaking of top choices, you mentioned some of the rides. Are there any other unique rides or experiences?
Yeah, so, there's always the carnival rides and the games out on the Midway that are a lot of fun. And then there's just other things going on in town the same day. You could take an airboat tour out in the marsh. You can get information on coming back and doing that. There's a lot of interesting information at the airboat booth about airboating and frog gigging. They do
frog digging.
Gigging.
Oh.
Yep. So how you catch the frogs, and you can even kind of practice doing that. They put some balloons out there and you can see if you can pop a balloon. Frog gigging is way harder than people think it is.
Yes.
Because you're driving a boat and trying to catch the frog at the same time. So it's amazing that they are as successful as they are.
For all the frog's legs needed, how long and how much do you have to go to catch frogs?
So when we first started the festival, we used local frogs, and it was fantastic. The guys would go out and catch frogs, and we'd buy them year round and stockpile them for the festival. But because we go through so many frogs these days, most of our frogs come in farm raised from Louisiana. So they're still, the same type of frog that you would have here locally. But we just couldn't take that much of the population out of the marsh.
Yeah,
sure.
Plus,
yeah.
they keep track of the mosquitoes, so I don't want to take too many out.
Yeah, frogs eat insects, so we don't want to lose them. And as much as you say, ooh, oh, to chameleons, instead you should all take a bow because they're eating insects also.
Yep.
And that, along with mosquito control, we have it pretty good here in Florida. We really do.
We really do. We really do. And then our gator tail is Florida gator tail as well. We have a gentleman, a lot of it is wild caught during the alligator season.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. So we have an agreement with one of the processors and we get a lot of gator that way as well.
I'd say some of you may have had gator tail and don't even know it because it's white meat like pork, like chicken, and unless you're told, it's going to taste pretty good. Between that and the cranberry sauce that goes with it, or the applesauce, and you're not going to know the difference. And the best one, like I said, is up out in the Midwest. You have chicken hamburgers, and it's actually white buffalo meat. And many of you have probably eaten them, even at the airports out there, and you don't even know what you're eating. It looks like chicken. And speaking of that, what kind of chicken do you call this? Chicken of the tree instead of the sea?
That's what they refer to iguana as. So,
iguana.
You can eat iguana.
Chicken
Tastes
of
like
the tree is iguana meat. It's also white, like buffalo meat, like chicken, like pork. You're going to have to develop, all of you listening, a super fine sensitivity to white meat.
We have to define our palate.
Yes.
Right, that's right.
So on that note, we're going to take a quick break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. I want to introduce you to our main sponsor, Highland Plaza, located on US 1 on the east side of the Highland Drive traffic light. We even have our own left-hand turn lane. One of the places in there, the first one on the north side, is Easy Stop, and you will be surprised what competitive and beautiful prices they have. You should give it a shot. Also, Tony's Hairstyling Salon is ideal for the entire family at all ages. He and his wife have run a salon there for years with a huge following. Also, we want to tell you about La Taberna Restaurant. It has the freshest Mexican food in town and a well-experienced chef. You will be most surprised not only by the food, but the reasonable prices. Also, I want to tell you about the nail salon. It's Luxury Nails. Let me tell you, they do everything, both for walk-in clients and appointments. Appointments are really appreciated, but they treat all clients professionally. Now, I want to repeat to you, this is located on US 1, just east of Highland Drive at the traffic light. It's a beautiful yellow building with a maroon awning. We look forward to seeing you there. Come on over.
Start your day with fuel in your tank with breakfast at Marsh Landing. You'll love our biscuits and gravy, sweet potato pancakes, or eggs Benedict with a fried green tomato. And how about a mimosa or a Monster Bloody Mary? It's breakfast, old Florida style, at Marsh Landing in Fellsmere.
Star Quality Airman here. This winter, the evil duo of heat and humidity are in hibernation. But your air conditioning superheroes at Star Quality Air never rest. Get same-day service and flat rate pricing. When you need us, we're there. Star Quality Air.
Sure, they were born in Jersey, but they were made in America. An attitude and a sound like no other. Jersey Boys is the international musical phenomenon that takes you behind the scenes and behind the music of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. I'll go on living and keep on forgiving because... Who knew four guys from New Jersey would turn the world upside down with a unique sound that nobody had heard, but radio couldn't get enough of. Over 10 years on Broadway, winner of 4 Tony Awards with worldwide performances. It's the award-winning musical of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, featuring over 15 of their certified gold songs, and you know them all. Jersey Boys now playing at Vero's magnificent Riverside Theater. Get your best tickets now at the box office or riversidetheater.com.
Hop on over to the biggest frog leg festival in the world, the Fellsmere Frog Leg Festival, January 18th through the 21st. Enjoy mouth-watering frog leg and gator tail dishes, browse hundreds of booths for unique gifts, listen to great music, and enjoy fun carnival rides galore. Discover why the Fellsmere Frog Leg Festival is a January tradition. Admission and parking are free. Marine Bank presents the Fellsmere Frog Leg Festival. It gets hoppin' January 18th through the 21st. Details at froglegfestival.com.
Well, welcome back, everyone. And like we said, we still have a day and a half left. You can hop on over, and when you get to the Frogs Leg Festival, you will be jumping at every single booth. There's so much to see. So, Susan, you have any recommendations if people are limited on time where they should flock all around to?
Sure. I think the first thing they should do is definitely come get their frog leg or gator tail dinner tickets, pick up their dinner, and then take their dinner out to the baseball field. We have a food tent set up out there where you can kind of listen to the entertainment, check out the hit and miss engines, eat your food, and then wander through the crafters. But, you know, you can take all day at the festival or a couple hours at the festival. And interesting, for those that might be in a hurry or, like you said, short on time and just want to come by and get their frog leg or gator tail dinners, we have a drive-through available. So you can drive through and pick up your dinners and take them with you if you don't want to get out and experience the whole festival. So we added that during COVID, and we've kept it all these, years afterwards, and it works out real well.
That's very interesting. That's a very nice feature.
Yep. So that's right there at the old school. And there is a map with directions on our website at froglegfestival.com. And just to remind everybody, admission and parking are free. So you can spend as little or as much at the Frog Leg Festival as you'd like, but definitely come on out, do some people watching, eat some frog legs or funnel cake, and try your hand at some carnival games, ride the Ferris wheel, whatever you want to do.
Well, I personally have a sweet tooth, so I will look for the funnel cake and I'll look for the fried Oreos.
There you go. Fried Oreos. I think one year they had fried Snickers bars. Those are pretty good. The Oreos are my favorite, though. I'm with you on that.
Okay. Well, any questions, you certainly know how to reach this. And on your email, what is the address?
So our website is froglegfestival.com. And on that website, we have our entertainment schedule, we have our hours, our menu, frequently asked questions, answers to those. We have a map. It is a dog-friendly event, so well-behaved dogs on leashes are welcome. It is wheelchair and handicap accessible. There's rides for young and old at heart, and something for everybody to do.
Mm-hmm. And don't be afraid to get involved. There is so much to do there. So on that note, we're going to have to sign off, but you know how to answer questions or have your questions answered by going to froglegfestival.com. And we look forward to seeing you there. So by all means, hop on over.
It's a frogtastic time.
Yep.